Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I have shown you how to backend code for this dashboard and the login page. So if you have not watched my previous video, then just go to description there. I put the link from a previous video, or you can simply do one thing, just click on the suggestion on the right side of the screen. Okay, so in previous videos, I have already shown you how to design this one and backend code for this. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to design this and backend code for this. And in the last video, we missed one small stuff that is nothing but I haven't connected this one. The username is not visible over here in our project on which we are working. So we are going to first fix this and then design this and backend code for this. So let's start with that. Let me close this. This is a complete project. That's why everything is working. So let me move back to the project on which we are working. We are working on pharmacy management video. So first thing, let me start this and let me show you one stuff. So I've started the project. It will take a little bit of time. So our project has started. I'm going to log in. As I have told you that I've already connected this with the database. So now J and J, I can log in with this, sign in. And here you can see this, the username is not visible over here. So how to fix this? For that, what we have to do is just close this. First thing, we have to move to the login page. So login page is form1.cs. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pass the administrator, the username with this administrator. But in the administrator part, let me just open that administrator.cs and let me just move back over. I'm just moved to the coding part of this administrator, and here you can see this, we have only one constructor that accept no argument. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one more constructor over here. So just copy these line of code and just paste this again. And here what you have to do is you have to just name, it's going to accept one argument, string user. Now the administrator task is done. Now what we have to do is we move to the, let me just close this dashboard, to this one. Here what you have to do is we have to actually pass the username. So from where we get txt username dot text, like this. Now when we log in with the administrator, in the administrator form, now we have a username inside this variable. So what we have to do is we have to just extract the value from this variable and just show it over here. So let me change the design name for this one. So design name for this one will be, here you can see this is name. So what we have to do is we have to just set the name to this one. So I'm going to set this one user label, username label, like this, and hit enter. After this, move to the coding part, and here what I have to do is I have to just write like this, user name label dot text is equal to user, this variable. Now our task is done. Now our label is set. So let's start the project and let's check if we log in with J and J, then the username is visible over there or not. So now I'm going to log in with J and J, sign in, and here you can see this, the name is visible. So what we have to do is we have to just adjust us in the center. So let me close this, let me fix that first. Move back over, just click on this, select this label, and here you have to search for auto size, and first change the text alignment to center, and after this change the auto size, search for auto size, Here you can see this auto size, make this one false, and after this you can find the small boxes around this label. So what you have to do is just drag this like this and like this. Now whenever you start this, the text will always appear in the center. It will adjust automatically. So let's start this and check this if this one is working or not. So I've started the project and now I'm going to log in with J and J, sign in, and here you can see this, it's in the center. Okay, so now let's start with the designing of view user form. Okay, so first thing what we have to do is we have to add one user control inside this one. So for that, right click on this, click on add and click on user control. After this you have to give a name to this one. So UC underscore view user and click on add, and this will add a new user control. Right click and go to properties. Let me maximize these. After this, change the back color to white and let me copy the size of this one from one of our user control, that is dashboard or view user or add user, anyone. Just click on this and let me copy the size. Let me close these two. Right click, go to properties and here search for size, paste the size. After this, what we have to do is we have to add one label inside this one. So let me add that. Let me copy this, move back over here, paste it. Now I'm going to change the name, the text from this one. So it's view user. After this, what we have to do is we have to add one label. So let me drag one label over here, and next thing what I need is one text box. Just drag and drop one text box. So Guna 2 text box, I'm going to drop it over here. After this, I need a data grid view. So just drag and drop one data grid view. Okay, so I've just put multiples, so I don't need that much. Let me just drag one more data grid view. So just drag and drop it once. That's it. After this, what I have to do is let me just set the border color or border style. Search for that. Just select this border style and change this one to fixed 3D. Okay, so now we can see the border of this one, and this one is looking nice. Let me just maximize this. Like this. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually add one button. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space over here, and I'm going to add a button. So Guna search for button. If you are worried about that, from where I am getting this Guna 2 button, so you have to just download the DLL file in the description of this video, and you have to watch the video how to add DLL file into the toolbox. Okay, so now everything we need is available over here. And one more thing what we have to do is we have to add one button, that is a reload button or sync button over here. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add one more button over here. So search for button, not button, first picture box. I want to search for picture box. Just drag and drop one picture box over here, and what we have to do is we have to just click on this, select choose images, local resources, and click on import. and I have provided all the image link is already in the description, so you have to just download that and just start coding with me. So we have to just use this one, sync GIF, and click on OK, stretch image, and we need one button as well. So search for buttons, just drag and drop one button over here, and what you have to do is we have to just remove the text, and fill color needs to be white, and just remove the text. What I have to do is I have to set one image inside this one too, so click on images, local resources, and click on import, and this image I'm going to use, so click on OK, and the image size is 35,35 like this, and make this button small so that this can fix inside this one like this. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now, but for that I have to just copy the size from this one, nothing but the dashboard. So the size of this one, size is 66,66. Click on this, and the button size, let me copy that button size, so click on inner one, image size is 35,35, and the button size is 34,35. like this, and place this inside this one. Either you can place it like this or with the help of button in the center like this. Okay, after this what we have to do is we have to just move these two buttons little bit upside like this. After this we have to set this label, so this label is nothing but username, so let's change the text for this one, change the text to username. So increase the font for this one, just click on this and select 12. Okay, after this what I have to do is I have to change few properties of this text box. So first I'm going to change the for color. It means that whatever written inside this one needs to be in the black color, so I've selected that, and I'm going to increase the font size for this one to 11 or 12. Okay, 11, I'm going to increase that to 11 and hit OK. And after this, okay, send to back. Okay, so after this what I have to do is I have to set the size for this text box, so I'm going to set that size. So search for size over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write 340,36 and hit enter, and here you can see this. After this what I have to do is I have to set a placeholder text inside this one, so I'm going to write search and like this, hit enter. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change the text line from left to center. So search for text line and click on this and select center, and here you can see this. Now this one is looking nice. After this what we have to do is we have to make few changes with this button too. So first thing, I want to change the fill color to red, so select this, click on fill color, select this one, and the for color, that is text inside this one, needs to be black. Select black, and after this change the text, so text will be delete. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just increase the font size of this one, so click on this, semi bold and 12 and hit OK like this one. After this what I have to do is I have to make the border visible, so you have to just change few properties, so border thickness, and change this one to 1, and change the border radius to 19 to make this one little bit edgy, or you can just make this one 19 and do like this. Yeah, so this one is looking nice. And what we have to do is we have to just add one image inside this one, so let me add one image. So search for image and click on this, local resources, and click on import, and explore where you have stored the images which you have downloaded. You have to just select this image, click on open, hit OK, increase the image size to 30,30 like this. And what I want is when I hover over this, I want to change the color. So, or click or hover. No, I'm going to change the hover color. Okay. So let's click on this one. Border color needs to be black, no change. And what I want is just fill color needs to be white when I hover over this. Okay. So now everything is ready inside this one. And what we have to do is we have to just connect this user control with the dashboard. So how to do that? For that you have to just go to toolbox and search for ellipse. Go now to ellipse and drag and drop it over here. Just click on this, target control, select this and select UC_view user, that is the user control name, and save this one. Copy this, move to the administrator, paste it over here, click on this, click on this, click on target control and select panel 2. And after this, what you have to do is just start this and stop this project to actually load that user control into this toolbox. So I have started the project and I will stop it instantly. So now I'm going to stop this, and next thing what I have to do is just move back over here and move back to the top, and you can find UC view user. So move back to the top, and what next we have to do is we have to just drag this one and drop it over here like this and place this on the proper position like this. And now what we have to do is we have to just move back over here and just change the name of this one, btn view user, and just double click on this, and this one should create a click event for that. And here what I have to do is I have to just UC_view user 1 dot visible is equal to true, and UC view underscore dot bring to front like this. And one more thing what we have to do is when this form load, I want to hide that. So this one administrator load event, and here I have to hide that UC user dot visible is equal to false. Now start this and let's check if this one is working fine or not. So I'm going to log in with J and J, just sign in. And after this, here you can see this, when I click on this, now everything is visible, and this button, okay, so this one is on the top of this one, that's why this delete button is visible, little bit hidden. Okay, everything is visible over here and everything is working fine. So next thing what we have to do is we have to backend code for this one. So when I click on this, the data needs to be preloaded inside this one, and when I click on this, this needs to be resync, and we cannot even delete the login in which the account with which we have logged in. Here you can see this, I am logged in with J, so I can't able to delete that J. So let's start with the backend coding of this one. So let me close this and move back over here. First thing what we have to do is we have to change the design name of all of this buttons and text boxes. So I'm going to change this one to btn sync, this one to txt user name, and this one to btn delete, btn. Let me just move this one a little bit upside for now. Okay, just save this, and the changes we need in the GUI is done. After this, first thing what I have to do is I have to just write a query. When this form loads, when this user control loads, this data needs to be filled with the data. For that, just double click on the empty space, and this will generate a UC view user load event. And here what you have to do is you have to just write query. Okay, so before writing query, what we have to do is we have to just create an object of function class, fun function, fn is equal to new function, In previous videos I've already created this function class, so if you have not watched my previous videos then please watch that so that you can understand which method I'm using and which method I've exactly written inside that function class. Okay, so string query. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel then please subscribe and hit the bell icon, and please follow us on Instagram too. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the query. So first thing what I have to do is I have to just load all the users data and show that into the data grid view. So what we have to write is select star from table name. So our table name is users, where, okay, select a star from users. That's it, the query ends actually. And this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call a method from the function class fn.getData, and inside this one we have to pass the query. And this method is actually, whenever we call this method is going to return a dataset object with filled data. When this query is fired on the database, it's going to return some data. That data is stored in the data set, and that data set is returned by this method. So we have to store it somewhere. For that, what we have to do is we have to create a data set variable over here, and we have to store it inside that one like this. And finally we have data inside this data set. So what we have to do is we have to just show that data into the data grid view. So our data grid view name is guna to data grid view 1 dot data source is equal to ds.tables 0, like this. Now we have done everything required to actually fetch the data and show the data into that data grid view. Let's start this and check if this works or not. So J and J. When I sign in, click on this, and here you can see this. Now the data is visible. Next thing what I want is whenever I write something inside this one, only that record, the matching record, needs to be visible over here. So how to do that? For that, let me just close this and move to the design part, and here you have to select this one and go to events, and you have to just double click on this one, that is nothing but text change event. So just double click on this and this will generate a txt username text change event. And here what you have to do is you have to write a query again. So query equals select star from users where username like single quotes, double quotes, plus plus, double quotes and single quotes, like this you have to mention. And inside this one you have to just extract the text from username, the text box, and here you have to mention one small stuff. Before the single quote we have to mention % over here. It means that if you write a, then it will appear in the data in the query like a%. It means that whatever text is starting with a followed by any character needs to be visible over there. I hope you understand this. Okay, so our query is ready. Next thing what you have to do is, let me just minimize this one a little bit. Okay, so next thing what you have to do is we have to just fire that query. So ds is equal to fn.get data, and we have to pass the query. We have to understand this, how this one works actually, and finally show that data into the data grid. Dot data source is equal to ds.tables and 0, like this. And now start this and let's check if this one is working or not. So I have started this one and move to the view user, and here you can see this. When I write K, only Kumar is visible. If I write G, only Gaurav is visible. Yeah, this one is working fine. If I enter Z, no data is matched, that's why it's empty. So this one is working fine. Next thing what I have to do is when I click on the any row, here you can see this, what I have, we have one delete button over here. So what I want is when I click on any row, then when I click on delete button, that one, then only that row needs to be deleted. So first thing what we have to do is when I click on any particular row, so I want to extract the username of that row, this one, this username. So how to do that? For that, what we have to do is we have to just move to the design part, just click on this data grid view, click on event, and you have to search for cell click event over here. Here you can see this. Just double click on this and this will generate a Guna2 data grid view cell click event. And here what I have to do is, let me just take a variable over here, so string user name like this, and here I'm going to put this one in the try catch block, because if you click anywhere on the empty space, this one is going to actually generate an exception. So I don't want to do that, I want to handle that exception. Okay, so username is equal to, and I have to extract that from that row. So Guna2 data grid view 1 dot rows, and inside this one we have to extract the row index from this data grid view cell event erg. The variable is e, so I have to extract from that. So e dot row index dot cells, so we have to count the cell. So I've already counted that to 6. Cell dot value and to string. So if you are worried about that, how I have written the 6, so let me explain you. So actually I'm going to add a breakpoint over here to check if this username is being fetched or not. So let me start this project. I'm just going to explain you from where this I have written 6, why I have written 6 over here. Okay, J and J, just sign in here. You can see that this one is 0th column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6th column is our username. So here you can see this, when I click on this row, now username needs to have Rohan. So when I hover over this, here you can see this, we have Rohan inside this one. It means that now we are fetching the data from that particular row. So our work is done till here. Next thing what I have to do is, when I click on that delete button, what I want is, I want to actually delete that particular row. But in that condition, we have to also check that user is not going to delete its own profile. It means that if I am going to log in with J, then I can't able to delete the J. So how to do that? For that actually we have to pass the username to this user control. So while working with user control, passing the values from form to user control is a little bit difficult. So how to do that? For that, first thing, where we have to move, we have to actually move to the administrator. First, administrator backend coding. Okay, so we move back over here, and here first thing what I have to do is I have to just make one variable over here. So it's string and it's user, and I'm going to just initialize with null. What I have to do is I have to set this label. So I'm going to write a small method. So public, and it's going to return a string, and I'm going to name this one ID like this. And here what I have to do is I have to just write get, and I have to return user dot to string in the string format like this. And here you can see this. Now I'm going to return this one, but this user contains nothing for now. So what we have to do is we have to set the user. Okay, so I'm going to change this one to username. Okay, so there will be no confusion like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set this user from this username. So what I'm going to do next over here is user is equal to username like this. So here what I did is I have just created this one, this stuff. This one is going to return the user name from here, from the administrator module, and I've created one variable over here, user, and I have set the username which is being passed when we are calling this administrator, when we are actually logging in. Okay, so now our task is done over here. Next thing what we have to do is we have to just move back to our view user, and here what we have to do is move back to the top, and here we have to actually create one more stuff over here in the similar way. So just hit enter and make some space, and after this what we have to do is we have to just write public string and this one the name is ID. You can name anything username, and here what you have to do is set. Okay, so I need one more variable over here, so string current user is equal to null, like this. And here what you have to do is just set that current user is equal to value, like this, and this will set the value inside this one, this current user. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to just pass that value to this ID. Okay, so how to do that? Move to the administrator part, and here we have to mention one more line. So what we have to do is we have to just write UC, and that is nothing but view user dot ID is equal to ID. When you write like this, now the username is being passed from here. This block of code is being executed, and this is going to return the username, and this username is passed where? In the view user inside this one, and this is going to set the current user with the value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a breakpoint over here, and let's check if this one is working or not. Okay, so no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to check this one actually. Okay, so I hope you understand this. If you are confused, then you can contact me on Instagram, or you can just simply do one thing, just move a little bit back in the video and just rewatch the stuff. 1 minute, that's it. Okay, so now we have, simply you have to understand one thing. Now we have the current username. It means that with the user which we have logged in, we have that in this username. So first thing, now move to the button delete click event. Just double click on this to generate a click event for that. And here, first thing what I have to do is I have to just check that the user which we are trying to delete is not the current one. Okay, if current user is not equal to user name, here you can see this username is being fetched when I click on that particular row. So what I want is current user is not equal to username. It means that I have logged in with the J, so the current user will be J. And if you try to, when you click on that particular row, the details of J, then the username will also be J. So if this one was not equal, then we want to just delete that. In the else condition, let me just show one message. Message box dot show you are trying to delete your own profile. Icon dot warning, like this. And now let's check if this one is working or not. So start this, and here this will be automatically checked that this current user contains our username or not. If this will not match, then nothing will happen, and if this matched, then this message will be shown. So I'm going to enter J and sign in, view user, and I'm going to select this J and just click on delete. You are trying to delete your own profile. It means now the current user is not equal to, the current user is equal to the user which we are trying to delete. So this will show that message. Now click on this, nothing happens because the current user is not equal to the username. Okay, so this one is working fine. Before that, we have to also check one more stuff, or you have to just actually ask from user that are you sure you want to delete. So if message box dot show are you sure? Confirmation. And this message box needs to have some buttons, so yes or no. So message box buttons dot yes no, and after this it needs to have some icons, so message box icon dot warning. And after this what we have to do is, I hope you copied this code. And after this we have to check that what user actually entered, and we have to check only for yes. So is equal to dialog result dot yes. If yes, then we want to move further like this. So it's showing an error because we have to move this all stuff inside this one. So move to the down and press close this if condition, and here you can see this. Now the error is resolved. Okay, now where we have to code? We have to code inside this one. So inside this one what we have to do is we have to just file the query. So query is equal to delete from users, where username is equal to single quotes, double quotes, plus plus, double quotes, single quotes, like this. And here we have to pass username, and just we have to file the query. So fn dot set data, and we have to pass the query, and we have to pass one message. So user record deleted, like this. And finally what we have to do is we have to just reload the form so that instantly the data grid view is uploaded with the data. So for that we have to just call this one, that is a uc underscore view underscore load. So what we have to do is we can't write this one. If we write this, then the repetition of code is increasing. So what we have to do is we have to just simply load that. So uc underscore user load, and here inside this one we have to pass two arguments. So first is this implement this form, this user control needs to be load, and the second will be null. When you call this, now the data will be deleted, and instantly the data grid view is updated with this. So let's start this and let's check. J sign in new user, and here you can see this. When I click on this, delete, yes, you are trying to delete your own profile, error. Okay, so next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this Rohit. So select this, delete, yes, and user record deleted. When you click on OK, here you can see this. Now the data grid view is instantly updated. Next thing what I have to do is I have to just code for this one, the sync button. When I click on this, this needs to be reloaded. When I add user, move back over here, the data will be shown like this. When you click on this, the new data will be shown over this. So what we have to do is just log out, move to the designing part, just double click on this. This will generate a click event, and here you have to just mention uc uload, and inside this one you have to pass this comma null, the second one, and now that will work fine. So let me do that. Let me just show you quickly. I'm going to just log in with J and J, sign in, add user, administrator, name is Rohit. You know that I have deleted that. And the username is also Rohit. Sign up, okay, move to view user, and here you can see this. Now the Rohit is not visible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on this, and here you can see this. Now the Rohit is visible over here. So this one is working fine. So that's it for this video, guys. In the next video I'm going to show you how to design and backend code for this button, that is profile. So till then, just stay tuned, subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.